Welcome to Unattainable. Glad to have you with us and hope you continue to be a part of our family for the foreseeable future. And if so, please hit that subscribe button. I am Muhammad Malay here with my incredible co-host, Zach Evans, and our amazing guest of the day, Nicole. What the fuck is up?
Hey, everybody.
We were having fun right before this, so this is why
they were
we're
mentioning
laughing.
tractor beams, but, I wasn't supposed to bring that up.
Do you want the tractor? Do you want to introduce yourself first, or do you want to go right into tractor beams?
Sure. What do you want? I'm Nicole. I live in LA. What else do people say?
How old you are?
I'm 33.
What do you do?
I work in entertainment and public relations, brand partnerships, that kind of thing.
With the what?
Public relations.
Public relations.
And brand
Okay.
partnerships.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
You said that so quick. I was like,
Sorry.
public relations.
Yeah, that. Yeah. What else? I'm from Northern California. I live in LA. In October, it'll be 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Am I supposed to be looking at you guys?
No. So, yeah, I mean, you can, but that's your camera right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. What else? I mean, please ask me questions and I'll tell you everything.
You're currently in a relationship.
I'm currently in a relationship.
How long have you guys been together?
8 months. So not that long.
That's new.
That's
It's
pretty
new.
long.
It's
That's really long, actually.
For you, it might be long.
Maybe for all of LA.
What's your
but
longest relationship?
Actually, well, the high school into college was 3.5 years. But
Okay.
since then, yeah, longest is probably around that 8-month mark. So no pressure.
Yeah, no, 8 months is, for me, that's not my longest. My
Right.
longest thing is like, I had 2 back-to-back 4-year-long relationships between 18 and 26. So definitely not my longest.
Yeah.
So this is a different guy from the last guy you were with, who you and I had a conversation about.
Different guy. Yeah. I met you guys through my ex-fiance.
Right.
And then had a boyfriend in between, and then the new one. I only think I've seen you guys since I started dating him. It's been a while since I saw you guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what happened?
With the other one? With the one that I was last talked to you about?
Yeah. Why'd you guys break up?
He has a lot of issues. He was a good-looking guy. We got along great. But he had a lot of issues that he needs to go to therapy for to be able to be in any long relation or any substantial partnership relationship. Because at this point in my life, I'm looking for marriage. I'm 33 years old. I'm looking for a guy that's going to be my partner. So he had some things he needs to go to therapy for, and a sex addiction and all that fun stuff. So
he has sex addiction.
yeah, he had a certain kink that was interesting.
Which was what?
Breeding.
Breeding?
A breeding kink. Like BREEDING, breeding.
Breeding what?
Breeding what?
It basically means when like you are turned on, I can't believe I'm talking about this, when you're turned on by the act or the idea of like having children. So he would want me to say certain things like as if I was pregnant during sex.
So like what?
Like, oh God, can't believe I'm about to say this. Like stuff like,
Parent teacher conferences. Oh yeah.
Oh,
like
I mean,
that.
no, but yeah, you like my pregnant boobs. Like you, I'm gonna be horrible at this. I haven't done this in a while, but.
Well, you'd be the first person who's done it at all.
And I know. I don't know, stuff like I can't wait till I'm pregnant so you can suck on my pregnant nipples. Drink the milk from my areolas. Like all of this stuff that could.
This is great.
This is amazing.
This is amazing.
We're only 2 minutes in, folks.
You don't know what's gonna come out of my mouth, but yeah, like. Obviously, if I'm not on the spot, like it comes more naturally. But stuff like it turned him on, and I'm all for whatever's gonna turn the guy on. So I did it.
So, but why would that be? So was that the reason why you guys broke up?
No.
Okay.
No. He, like I said, he just had a lot of issues like mommy issues, attachment issues, daddy issues, things that he needs to work out in therapy before he's able to be a good partner.
Right.
Yeah, when it comes to sex, I'm so open with all that kind of stuff. So it's has nothing to do with that.
Not a big deal.
No.
No.
Do you guys have kinks?
Not those kind of kinks. But
Like, what's your kind of
mine's like pretty basic, like basic BDM, SM stuff.
Like being tied up?
No, not
I wouldn't
being
say
tied
basic,
up.
but okay.
Tied up, handcuffs, put him on the door thing, the door
Okay.
hanger thing.
Pretty. I would say
Well, would
like
you let the girl do that to you?
No.
yeah. No,
Why not?
it's always the other way around.
Yeah.
Why?
When you're a
Why can't a
dominant
girl-
man, you can't be dominated. That doesn't work.
It'd
That
be
way.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Actually, I feel like a secure man would allow them to.
It has nothing to
themselves
do
be
with
tied
being
up.
secure. It has everything to do with the fact that doesn't
So
turn
if
me
you're a
on.
girl, if your girl came up to you, you're still in a relationship, right?
Not anymore, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
a whole other thing.
What I can tell, I'm sure. But yeah, if a girl was like, "Baby, I want to tie you up and like, I don't know, and whip you," you wouldn't be into that.
No.
So you're not sexually
Oh.
as sexually open.
No, I'm sexually open. I just don't like it.
But has someone ever done it to you for you to know that you
No,
like it or
one
not?
girl was on top once and she tried to choke me, and I was like, it was weird.
Did it make you feel like you were being emasculated?
Yeah, it did.
That's some therapy you need to go to.
No, it's not that. No, I just don't like it. Like, what? That's like saying
Kidding.
like,
I'm totally kidding. No, I'm literally totally kidding. Everyone
Okay,
has like
okay,
their
yeah.
preferences.
yeah.
I'm just I do anything that the guy wants to do. So
Interesting.
See, submissive. That makes sense.
yeah, but I will say that I'm with you. Like I don't like being choked or anything like that. Like I don't think pain is pleasure. I think a lot of people think pain is pleasure. I'm personally not into that.
I think most girls like being like lightly choked. Cause I remember I was in Wisconsin. Yo, I used to think that I was a rapist.
Really, there's a way to choke though. A lot of people don't know how to choke. And that's the
true.
thing.
So when I was in Wisconsin, I was like, grew up in like super religious family, like very Catholic, right? So like nobody ever talked about sex, no conversations. And then like the whole culture of Wisconsin is like pretty conservative.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have like fantasies about like tying girls up and like, oh, like pinning a girl's arms to the bed, something like that. And in my mind, I was like, yo, I'm a serial killer. And I have to like control my urges because maybe this is how like Jeffrey Dahmer became Jeffrey Dahmer. Like he had all these urges and then he just becomes Jeffrey Dahmer. And I was like,
Well,
Yo,
unless
I
you
can't
want to
tell
like kill
anybody about
people,
this.
I don't think that you're
yeah,
Jeffrey
no.
Dahmer.
But in Wisconsin, I thought like I didn't know there was like, oh, that's like a very
that's like
normal
prerequisite,
fantasy.
to becoming a killer.
Sure.
Well, no, I mean no, I wouldn't say it's a prerequisite. Although Jeffrey Dahmer did also grow up in Wisconsin, which also freaks me out a little bit. But my point is like I didn't realize that was like normal. Like probably like more than 50% of girls that I've been with like to be lightly choked or like arms pinned to the bed, like stuff pushed up against the wall,
Yeah.
pull their hair, blah blah blah, like that kind of stuff.
No. Like I'm all for guys being dominant in the bedroom. That's a whole different thing. And like moving me around like a ragged doll, like yes, but
Yeah.
but when it becomes painful, that's
I
different.
see.
That's
Yeah,
different.
no. I agree with that.
Like for instance, the whole choking thing. There's a lot of people who don't know how to choke. Like there's a certain way to do it. You're not supposed to like cut off their air
gotta do the
circulation
sides, the
through
sides.
the
It depends.
sides. Yeah.
It depends.
Unless a girl really likes to be choked and was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to breathe. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are girls who like want to pass out essentially.
Yeah. I think I don't want to be like, I don't want to go too far to say it's like, I think a lot when it comes to like too much into the kinks or too much into what you prefer, I think that starts to stem from a lot of like childhood trauma issues and stuff that you need
I mean, I
to
was
work
with a girl who
through.
wanted to be punched in the face and like
Yeah.
make her bleed and shit, and it was like, I don't think so. That's
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. What if you do that and then she gets mad at you? And then
No,
she,
I
you know what I mean? I
Yes.
wouldn't even set
Of course.
myself up
Honestly,
for that.
if
Yeah,
a guy
no.
ever wanted me to do, or vice versa, like anything to do that's so violent, I'd be like, can we record? And can I record you saying that this is okay?
right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so you like, can I record you saying I want you to do this? So I'm protected.
I think that more so applies to like a one night stand. You know what I mean? But I mean, regardless,
I think that'd be even worse if you
There-
had
you
a
have
one
to-
night stand. You like punched a girl or something like that.
Right.
A one night
No.
stand and be like, I met this guy once. You don't know her.
Right.
You're gonna go to jail for some.
that's what I'm
some
saying.
pussy
Like if
that
it's like
you
a
got
one night
one
stand,
night.
you definitely have to fucking like get it in writing, have a witness, like the whole you
Have
know,
Zach there, just
especially
like-
like nowadays. Yeah, just like have like somebody just watching the whole time.
No, don't put Sid in there.
I volunteer as Tribune. If you ever do that, can I just be there like, hello, like whatever her name, hello, Susie, and my name's Nicole. I'm just going to be right here in the corner.
Just put some sunglasses on.
Just
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Just like masturbating in the corner.
Just act normal. Act normal.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Do you have kinks?
Nothing we could talk about, unfortunately.
Really?
I just brought up breeding. I just brought up things I would say.
That's not that big a deal.
Yeah, breeding's way crazier than anything I've ever. I've never even heard of breeding before.
I had never known about it either. It started kicking in when he was like, because we were talking about like having a family someday, because we liked each other, and he was like, if you're pregnant, can I suck on your nipples and like drink the milk? And I'm like, we'll see.
Because here's the thing, some people like pain, but that's the fantasies of having 18 years of torture. That's a crazy
with children.
fantasy.
Do you not want children?
I used to think I wanted children. I had a bad experience with a grass hill and some kids one time.
A grass hill?
Yeah. So we're at this barbecue back in Wisconsin, right? It's me and my brother, some of our family friends, blah, 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 blah. And this young couple, 25, guy and his wife, right? They have these two little 5-year-old kids running around, right? And what they're doing, they're going up to this grass hill. They're walking up the hill, and they're going like a hot dog, and they're rolling down the hill like a hot dog, you know?
Okay.
So then they start saying, Daddy, come roll with us. So this dude, he goes over to the hill, walks up this grass hill, goes like a hot dog, rolls down the hill like a hot dog. For 3.5 fucking hours. This guy pays his taxes. He has a job. He has a 401k. And he's rolling down the hill like a hot dog for 3.5 hours. And that moment...
That sounds so much fun.
What? What do you mean? Like, you're literally just rolling. You're like rolling.
Did you not have a fun childhood? Do you miss your childhood?
No, I mean, I liked my childhood. Now I'm an adult. Here's how I know he didn't like it, though. Number one, the look on his face. The look on his face said, I commute 45 minutes to work through traffic. I hate my job. I hate my boss. I commute 45 minutes home. All I want to do is have a beer and watch the game. And I'm rolling down the hill like a hot dog.
Well, the thing is if you were to have your own children, then you don't have to bring them to a hill for them to then go down it. Like, you can bring them to things that you like to do, and then they learn things that you like to do, and then it's not like work like that.
That's true. Can I bring the kids to highlight room? Come to the club.
But do you think you're going to be going to the club at 50?
No.
Like, I think you could work it out.
I'm just...
We'll have a conversation in 15 years.
I'll probably have kids sometime down the road, because at some point...
As an accident?
No. I'm very careful. No.
You're going to go to the club.
He is the most careful man.
I'm going to be like, you were made at the club, and now you're coming to the club with me.
If there was a bodysuit condom on the market, he'd be wearing it.
I talk to my guy friends all the time. Oh, yeah, I raw dogged this girl last night. It felt so... I'm like, you were an adult. Wrap that shit up. Like, you could have a kid for 18 years. You could get this STD, blah, blah, blah. I never have sex without a condom.
Bro, you don't cuddle without a condom.
It's not that I don't...
Do you cuddle?
Oh, so I had a pregnancy scare one time.
Okay. What does it have to do with cuddling?
We'll get there.
Okay.
So I was in college, right? And my family's like super religious, don't have sex before marriage, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Right? So I had this girl I was dating for like 3 months.
Okay.
All of a sudden, we get home from class one day. She's like crying. She's like in tears. I'm like, babe, what's wrong? She reaches into her pocket, pulls out a pregnancy test. Okay. And it's positive. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, your heart just kind of like sinks. Then I'm like, well, maybe you like get another one just to make sure. Fucking reaches and pulled out a second one. Positive too. So I was like, holy shit. Next week, I don't sleep at all. I'm like thinking like, what's going to happen? How do I tell all my family? How do I tell my parents? Blah, blah, blah. So I looked up on Google, can you still get girls pregnant? Because I would always wear a condom, right? Like, is there some way to get them pregnant? Blah, blah, blah. And it said, yeah, it is possible that if you're cuddling with somebody after you already came, that some could like, swim up there, blah, 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 blah. And you could possibly get someone pregnant. And my uncle had had a vasectomy and had 2 kids after his vasectomy. So my shit is like fucking Mario Kart, Rainbow Road, jumping to the other track, finding a way to the egg. Like, I have winners, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I cannot take any kind of risk that there is. So I have to make sure, okay, if I'm cuddling, you know, I always put at least boxers on. I'm not like put another condom on to cuddle, but I like at least have boxers on. Some girls are weirded out by it, but I don't know.
As long as you cuddle after sex, no matter like if you need to have an extra condom on or put some boxers on or whatever it is afterwards. I just hate it when you have sex with a guy. I mean, if it's a one night stand, that's one night stand. But a guy that you have a situationship, if I have a situationship with someone and you don't cuddle with me, you see sex as like a transactional thing, like, oh, I'm good, I came, and I'm done. Like, you're not gonna be my boyfriend, and especially so yeah, all my boyfriends are big cuddlers too. So as long as you cuddle,
it's not so much so that he doesn't cuddle. It's just that there's a gap in between. So like you have sex, he has to get up,
he has to
do
get
all
up,
this
yeah.
stuff,
Put on. That's fine,
and then get back.
No,
in.
Wait, but you have to get up anyway to take the condom off.
Well, you have after sex. There's like a good, probably 5 minutes time where the girl has to get up, go pee, clean her, whether it's inside of her or you came on her, she has to clean herself up in the bathroom. And in that time, you can do whatever and then come back and cuddle.
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear another funny story?
Of course.
So I'm like paranoid about pregnancy STDs. I think it's because like my Catholic upbringing and like, because when I had the pregnancy scare, in the back of my mind, it's like, did God like, is he like punishing me for like having sex? So then he made me get the girl pregnant, like something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like paranoid about STDs. So what I always do is right after I have sex, I have some hand sanitizer, like a big tub of it in the bottom of my thing in the bathroom. And I'll just rub it around to try to like kill any extra germs, bacteria. Like it's very sanitary, you know?
On the bed?
No,
on yourself.
On my stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
just make sure if you do that, you don't put your penis like back into her vagina.
Well, if I did, I'd put another condom on.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of ruining the girl's pH balance inside of her vagina.
Oh, gotcha.
Or her mouth, for that matter.
Well, that's what happened.
Well, the mouth.
Accident one time.
The mouth is fine. It's more so the vagina that you can't put that stuff in there.
Yeah.
I once had this guy, same ex-boyfriend. We had gone to Boiling Crab. You know, we were high. We like got all this food. He loves spicy things, so he got the spiciest thing. We come back home 2-3 hours later. We start having sex. He starts going down on me, and it's like I make him stop because it's burning. And then I realized that this fucker didn't brush his teeth or wash his hands because he was fingering me at the same time. And I was like, holy shit, I am literally burning down there. And I had to it killed the whole mood. Had to take a shower.
Like from like the hot sauce kind of.
Literally,
thing.
yeah, from being at Bowling Crab and all the hot sauce, and he had asked them to bring more hot sauce. So this man liked, it's spicy, so it was burning. It hurt so bad.
That's crazy.
Fun story.
That sucks. Yeah, you gotta like wash up after eating food.
Or even it's crazy with girls. Like we came and use regular body soap that has anything in it. Like you're supposed to rinse that out with water. That's a whole other conversation though.
Some women are really, really sensitive.
I am, yeah.
Right. It sounds like it.
Yeah, you can't even use like regular soap.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
Let me ask you this, because like obviously like we hook up with girls, so we know what like it's like after sex with the girl. Mm-hmm. But like, do most guys after sex like cuddle right away? Do they usually say, "Oh, peace, I'm leaving"? Like, what's like normal? Like, what's like the standard?
I think the guy. So it's kind of like 10% will get up and go about their day and start making some food or start taking a shower or just like just go about their day if nothing just happened.
Just peace.
And like, no, I mean, I might still be there, but okay. I might like feel awkward because he's not coming back into the bed and I gotta like put clothes on now. And is he in the kitchen now? Should I go to the kitchen and are we eating food now? Like he just goes about his day and you just gotta go along with it. Mm-hmm. And then 50% or so are like they might come back to bed, but they're like laying like this and like putting on TV, and you're supposed to like kind of assume the position and go into the nook or whatever and kind of just lay there. But like he's might be on his phone, kind of talking to you, watching TV. So it's not like a intimate cuddle. And then I guess the rest of the 40% is like a they're actually into you and they want to cuddle with you and talk with you and have pillow talk and like, I think those are when you have the more intimate conversations about like deeper things. It doesn't have to necessarily be about like family or anything like that, but just, you know, pillow talk, that kind of stuff. So it really depends on the guy. But if the guy is the first 10%, I know that he's not really into me, and that'll probably be the last time that I sleep with him.
So typically you want them to be the intimate conversation.
I'm a deeper person, so I'd like to have a conversation. I mean, not like, how was the sex for you? Not like an analysis of the sex. That's not what I mean by it. I just mean just hang out, talk, be cute together, you know? And just make, I think a lot of things is men don't think how emotional sex is for women. And if you just have sex and then like go about your day or don't pay any mind, it kind of, I won't speak for everyone, but generally it kind of just tells the woman that you're not really into them specifically. You kind of are just into the sex.
Well, but it sounds like you're kind of just expecting them to know that without you asking for it.
100%. And every situation is context based too. It's like if we are having sex for the first time and we know that we need to go somewhere and we're just gonna do a quickie real quick and then we get up and we go, like context is also everything. So, you know, if I really, really like him and he did the one or two first things, of course I'm gonna tell him like, hey, I like to cuddle me. And yeah, I'm communicative.
Okay.
I'll tell them. Okay. Yeah.
But then you're saying like 10% don't give a fuck. Just
10% just go back their day. Like as if sex was like a check mark off their list,
right.
And they got to, you know, have a release for their day, and that's all a woman was, is a hole.
Are you ever in this situation where like he starts cuddling with you and you're like, oh man,
I don't like this guy.
Kind of cringe. I don't really like this guy. Like,
yes.
Now I gotta sit here and fucking cuddle with this guy.
100%.
Oh, okay.
There's times when the guys like cuddled me afterwards or wanted to cuddle, and I'm like, sounds so fuck girl, but I've been on the opposite side too. Like when I was having my hoe phase and I just wanted to like get in, do my thing, and I might like the guy, but like now that I've had sex with him, I'm just like, oh, I'm actually not even into you. So I don't want to like sit here and cuddle, but that's usually rare.
So what's your like excuse to get out of it? Asking for a friend.
As a guy and as a girl, it'd be different.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, I am not an asshole, so I'd probably like, if like the guy is cuddling or something like that and I didn't want to like be next to him, I would be like, oh, my legs are hurting, and I would just go into like the fetal position or something like that and like still be on the other side of the pillow and talk to him for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I might like be like, oh, hold on, and then I'll text my friend or something like that and be like, hey, text me in 30 minutes that your car broke down or something like that. And then I put it down, and then I go back, and then when it actually happens, you know, I'll put them on speakerphone, be like, hey, babe, what's up? Be like, oh my God, and then go.
Gotcha.
But I think I've only done that once. I'm not that much of a, and the only, I think maybe 2 or 3 times when after having sex, I'm like, whatever. But as a guy, I don't know. I think if you don't know how you feel about the girl and how you foresee like after sex going, I would kind of preface it with like having like kind of establish somewhere where you need to be before you even have a date. Mm-hmm. Like if she spends a night, like say it's a Friday night and you're going and you are meeting up with this girl and you know you're finally going to have sex that night or something, like you just know it. Like before you even meet up with her on that Friday night, be like, can't wait to see you, blah, blah. Like, you know, I can't stay out too late because I have a friend's birthday brunch tomorrow morning or something like that. Like say something like that so the girl knows already before you even have sex with her that there is an established thing where you need to be somewhere. So it doesn't make it awkward for you or her to have them leave in the morning.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. You have to plan things in advance and not hurt people. But if you like the girl, then that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff.
Is that weird?
Not really. It's just, it sounds like you. Okay. I mean, I don't. You don't have to say this, but
I thought of that on the spot, by the way. I didn't have an answer for you.
Improviser.
Yeah.
So, okay. How you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to.
Okay.
But it would be ideal to give some context as far as like how many people you've been with.
Okay.
Because you sound very experienced.
I'll give. Do I even know my number? I think. Well, actually, I'm a nerd, so I write everyone down.
I was like, you sound like you do
No, I write
know.
everyone down. Fuck it, I'll say it. My boyfriend, he's literally number 50, and he'll probably end up being my husband. So.
That would be perfect. Hit 50 on the dot.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
50 on the dot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I will, like I said, I was in 2 back-to-back 4-year-long relationships.
Yeah.
And then I was single for 3 years before I met
The new
my
guy.
ex.
Yeah.
And
So 8 years you weren't. So if that 8 years didn't exist, that number would have been like 100, potentially.
no, wait, what was your question? If it wasn't what?
If you were single the whole
If you
time.
were single the whole time.
Oh yeah, but that ex started, that he knows, his friend was what, mid 2019 is when I met him. So from 2016 to 2019, in those 3 years, that's when it was most of them. That was like,
While you were with him?
no.
right
I was
after.
single.
You weren't,
I was single
right.
in those
Okay,
3
in
years
those 3
until
years,
I
yeah.
met
Got it.
my ex fiance. Yeah.
So would you say the reason why you were with that many people during those 3 years is because of that relationship? Had you not been in that relationship, would your body count be more or would it be less?
I mean, if I'm not in a relationship and I'm single, I'm out here.
Then you don't care.
I don't care. Yeah. I'm just living my best life and doing whatever I want. If I'm in a relationship, I'm being good. Of course.
Right. But
Yeah.
what I'm asking is, was that relationship a catalyst to the number, or did it not matter at all?
Indifferent, like no change either way.
Okay.
Because, like, it's not just because I met him did I not like because we broke up and then I just went back to my old ways, and because I'm not in a relationship, I'm just living my best life.
Right.
I've no one to. Also, a lot of that had to do with I think both men and women do this when they get out of a relationship. They just want to fuck everything that walks just to cover the pain for a little bit, which is horrible. But
It works for guys.
It works for a little bit. For men, for men it works more. For women, we need to heal more, and then we can start to allow ourselves to do like that.
And then train it up.
Yeah, but it's almost it's the opposite. Women, we need to heal first, and then before we can allow someone to come in, and then we can, once we finally move on, we move on. Guys are the opposite. They fuck women right away, and then a month, a half goes by, and they're like, "Oh, I miss my ex," and then they finally come back, and then the woman is already over it. So
you don't particularly emotionally get attached to men you sleep with?
No, I do.
Okay.
It's
you just process that quicker.
So hard to answer that question because it depends on the context of who I am in that moment. In the 3 years that I was single, I just gotten out of 2 back-to-back 4-year-long relationships. And that first relationship was who I lost my virginity to. So I had no experience of life until after those relationships were over. And then I was just out here trying everything and kind of some guys here and there, but was never in a relationship with anyone. And then I think once the ex-fiance and I broke up, I was definitely it became harder for me to then sleep around as easy because getting off a relationship like that, you can't just, at least for me, you can't just I tried sleeping around with people, but I felt dirty and gross and a lot of stuff. That relationship, I'm just talking about personal experience. That actual relationship did a lot to me, healing wise and stuff. So I became kind of a different person. How I approach relationships after that, I became a lot more calmer, less because him and I kind of trauma bonded a lot. So I just became a different person afterwards. So did that answer your question? No.
Well, I mean, it sounds like that it did affect how many people you slept with.
Yeah, I became less like hoey and out here, but also that came with age. And when him and I broke up, it was like the middle of the pandemic, so it's not like I could go to the club.
Sure.
Or like, and I'm also when him and I broke up, I was 30. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in that same time period of my life to like be a slut. You know.
Okay, so okay, let me get this straight. So, a high body count is hoey and sluttish.
No.
In your opinion? Well, I mean, you just used those words. You said hoey and slut.
Hoey and slutty. I don't think that the person is a hoe or a slut. I think it depends on how they like, because I wasn't out here having sex with a guy every single night. Like I would have, let's say, a roster of 4 or 5 guys, and each of them I was talking to or having a situationship or dating for 6 to 9 months or a year, all of them, and like they would be in different times. But I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't think it's, because I don't want to body shame. Like, I would, but I
politically
think,
correct. It's all like fucking bullshit these days. It's like, we either have an opinion or we don't.
I think I just was having my whole time.
So it is hoish.
Sure.
Okay.
I think it's hoish, but there's nothing wrong with being a hoe. That's my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I think it's very important to go through your hoe phase.
100%. I think
because
everyone should have a hoe
otherwise,
phase.
if you don't have a hoe phase, you don't know what you want. You end up with somebody who sucks in bed. You don't even know they suck in bed because you never had your hoe phase.
Oh yeah,
you know
can you imagine losing a virginity on your wedding night? That would be horrible.
Yeah, that was. Have you ever seen those videos where people that never kissed each other?
Oh, and they're like,
they just like, and
all
the
over
wedding
the place.
day, it's just like horrible. You're like, bro, you all have no chemistry.
I don't
you
think that
have no
applies
skill
to
set.
most people, though.
But they probably think it's good because like they've never had a kiss before.
Sure, but like,
yeah,
it's
no,
like
exactly. If like I remember the first time I lost my virginity, like it was the
First time.
first only
was
time.
there a second
Sorry.
time?
No, you can re-roll it back. Yeah.
sorry. First time I ever had
Supposedly
sex
you could
when
grow
I
it
lost
back.
my virginity. Yeah, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And like, obviously it got better, but since then, like you know, for at least for women, different penis shapes. What the rhythm of the ocean. What you like when some guys do something with their hips, or I don't know.
I'm sorry, say that again.
When I don't know, some guys do things with their hips. I don't know. Like it just like every guys are different. Every just like every girl is different when they like having sex. It's just some girls that lay there. There's some girls who actually do shit. Like there's some guys that lay there. There's some guys who do shit.
What did they do with their hips?
I'm not gonna like pass.
Please demonstrate for the camera. Your camera's that one.
No, pass. Off camera.
A girl told us the other day, this is crazy. I don't know. Tell me if you believe this or do you think it's cap. She said a girl can have sex her entire life and never break her hymen.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm like, that would have to be the most curved dick ever. Like, you'd have to go like right angle to the right to like avoid it. I don't know.
Honest, I don't know if I've ever broke it. But honestly, I don't know because
like you never felt it break kind of thing.
No.
I don't think you could really feel it.
I don't like.
Can
What do you feel?
Well,
Like what do you feel?
The thing is, most girls break it when they just put a tampon in, and maybe it's like uncomfortable.
But what happens? Just a whole bunch of blood comes out or something?
I don't actually know. I don't really actually
Well,
know.
yes, when you break it, you bleed.
I don't. I've had sex where like, and then if I go to the bathroom and I wipe, like I see a little bit of blood, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's my. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever broken it. I don't remember ever having sex and all of a sudden like a shit ton of blood came out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
Maybe
so.
you're still a virgin.
There we go.
I'm actually technically a virgin because I technically have not had sex. I only made
Without
love
a condom, yeah. That's
You
true.
only make love? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. With Jesus.
Well, actually, have you ever had sex without a condom?
I did once when I was drunk and I didn't have a condom. And the next month I was just like
Not even in a
relationship.
Well, you haven't had a relationship, right?
Yeah, I have. I've had multiple relationships.
In a relationship, you still wear a condom? Isn't the girl on birth control?
Yeah, but birth control is like
He
98%.
doesn't care.
Birth control is like 98, 99%.
Well,
what if you have sex 100 times?
I mean,
do the math. Like, what do you mean?
That makes no sense. Every time you say that like drives me crazy when you say it.
1% where the rest of your life is fucked, bro. You're gonna take that shot?
I guess as a guy it's different. As a girl, like I control my own body. So if I got pregnant once and I got an abortion because of it. So I that's my own body. So I guess as a guy you have to think about that more. But when I'm in a relationship, I have an IUD now, and so if I'm in a relationship, I don't wear a condom with the guy. Like,
yeah, but you're smarter. Okay, half of the girls I meet in LA think there's 12 planets because there's 12 horoscopes. I'm not trusting that girl to take her pill every day and don't make sure I don't forget. Like,
there's a lot of women and men in LA that are fucking dumb.
Yeah,
so,
no, men too for sure. But you don't have to trust the guy to do it. I guess you do, but not in that sense.
For me, it's more so like, where has your thing been, and you're putting it inside me. Like, what other girls have you? Like, guys, I feel like are more likely to be a hoe than girls are. So it's pretty even, actually. Depends.
No, I think guys are more still.
Guys just have no attachment, I think, afterwards. They just go out here and just have sex, and girls are like, I'm gonna go on a date, call me.
Yeah, it's great.
Let's cuddle.
It's great.
I thank the Lord every day I'm a dude. I'm like, no childbirth. I can fucking walk down dark alleys.
Oh, I'm so afraid of having a kid someday.
Just adopt.
Would you have wanted to be a man? If you had a choice, would you have wanted to be a man or a woman?
I love being a woman. But
that's so crazy to me.
But wait, we'll get into that in a second. But I would love to be a guy for a day, just to like play with it.
Swing it around.
Yeah, play with it, peeing, like write my name. And I don't know.
Who does that?
I love to have sex with like a girl with a penis and like see, just to know what the other side feels.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I think.
But why is that crazy to me that I would choose to be a woman?
Not just you. It's just women in general. Like, I've talked to women who just like complain about the 200 billion things. And then they're
have
like,
a harder life.
Just like being a woman. And then I'm like, would you have wanted to be a man? And they're like, no. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
No, because like I love my boobs and my butt and my hips and my hair and where, and being a girl and like, going to the club and not having to worry about paying. I can just go in. Not that I go to the club anymore, but like just walking in or going to Vegas. I don't have to worry about anything. There's so many free type things. I can go anywhere. Some people buy me a drink. There's a lot of things that I don't have to worry about, and that men do. Men have to worry about being masculine and like enough. Like they're always in constant competition with each other. Like, who's more manly? Women aren't out here being like, I'm more girly than you. That's not the same type of.
I will say, okay, there's only one thing that beats straight white male privilege, which is the one that I have, which I'm like second to the top.
What's number one?
Hot girl privilege. But it doesn't last as long. It's like the sprint, like they waste all their energy in the first like 100 meters, and then it
depends on what context you're talking about. Like, if you're talking about nightlife, sure, hot girl. But you're talking about like principles and government and policy, and you throw in a whole bunch of other random crap, yeah, white men definitely are number one. But I think that pretty privilege, men and women, like hot guys get a lot of privilege too. I wouldn't say it's the same as hot girls, but it's the same in the sense of like, you get a hot guy and you're going to Baskin Robbins to get some ice cream, and you flirt with the girl's going to give you extra scoops.
Okay. We get to go to Baskin Robbins. You get to go to Tulum on a private jet. We get the ice cream. We get an extra scoop in our ice cream.
I can say this. I have never accepted a free trip anywhere.
Interesting.
Not even been offered, but I was like, I'm not about to be that kind of girl. Safety, expecting sex, all of that kind of stuff.
That doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen as much as you think, actually.
Girl gets flown out and she's expected to have sex
if
with
it's
him?
a group trip. If
it's
one
one-on-one,
yeah.
I'm talking about one-on-one.
Okay,
I'm not talking about a group trip.
Yeah. No, that makes that's good because like.
And hot guys get. I'm just using Baskin Robbins as an example.
Yeah.
But like they do get pretty privileged.
Yeah, to a small extent. Yeah.
To a small extent.
But I do agree with you that.
There's a lot more stipulations that like what men like. There's so many different things of quality standards that men and women are both measured on.
You're talking about like the pay gap and stuff like that?
No, just
okay.
no.
There's no pay gap. Where's the pay gap?
Well, the reason there's a pay gap,
women
choose jobs.
Women choose jobs that are more likely to pay less. I think, not that we're going to talk about the pay gap right now, because that's not at all what I was talking about. But I think because that is true, that women do choose lower paying things. But I think what the statistic is referring to is like if both a man and a woman are both doctors, then there's a pay gap.
Well, that's the problem. Men will become doctors, lawyers, blah, blah, blah. Women choose to become female doctors, female lawyers. Like, obviously, you're going to make less.
I'm not even going to comment. I'm not even going to humor or entertain that conversation. Pass. Next topic.
She doesn't want to get canceled.
I thought you were a nerd like me, laughing at my nerd jokes.
I'm not even going to entertain that.
Nope.
Yeah, it is definitely easier, I think, overall being a dude. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because even in the dating pool, like, I hear guys complain about, like, oh, yeah, like, we got to, like, buy girls drinks and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, but at least, like, as a dude, even if you're born, like, an ugly dude,
you can still make money.
You can still become rich. You don't even have to be rich. You can just be, like, really funny and charismatic. Girls will still like you. If you're a girl, that's tough.
Yeah.
If you're, like, not attractive, like, the dating pool is
because you
just so
could
much
be a
smaller.
multi-millionaire and be a one, and you're still probably not going to find it except for a guy that wants you for your money.
Yeah.
But that's also vice versa. If you have an ugly dude with money, then you most likely only. I mean, I'm literally been generalizing this entire
For sure, yeah.
time, but there's a lot of girls that would only be with that guy for his money.
I don't know, though, because I think a lot of girls are attracted to money not for the money standpoint, but for the fact that shows a level of, like, success and ambition and hard work. It's more of, like, what it represents.
100%.
Yeah.
But that also has to go with the guy's personality, which honestly, like, you could take a guy that is a 4 or 5, but because of that, I feel like the people who have not the best looks always have the best personalities.
Yeah. Both ways, I think, usually.
Oh,
yeah.
100%. And that's more likely to get. You never know. There's so much loopholes and generalizing in this. So, yeah.
What do you think about the whole sugar daddy scene in LA?
What about it? Like,
have you ever done it? Do your friends do it? Do you think he's morally wrong? Blah, blah, blah.
If you can get away with it, go ahead and do it. I think, there's this fine line behind having like sex for the money and stuff. But there's so many different types of like, doming or whatever, or sugar bearing or whatever. Like, if you're there's a lot of guys out there who just want to have conversations and want a companion. And if you're doing that, if you're getting paid for it, sure, why not? Have I ever done it? No. I'd feel really too gross, like, personally doing that. But I've had friends who.
What's the number, Nicole?
What number of what?
That you would do it.
Like, to be a sugar baby or to have sex for money?
Both. There is a number. Don't fucking tell me there isn't a number, because there is a number.
Like, so many people we know are gonna watch this.
Well, what's the number?
I have a number to be very clear. If she was hot, $1. I'd do it for $1.
Just to talk to a guy, like, just to talk to him, go to dinner with. I mean, I'm a boyfriend, so like, this is obviously if I was single.
I mean, you'd do it even if you had a boyfriend. There's a number for that too, but we'll get back to it.
Sure. $500 for a dinner date. Why not?
Free dinner out of it. Maybe you end up liking him anyway.
Fuck it. Why not?
$500.
To have sex, though, I don't know if I could do that.
Nicole, what's the number?
To be honest, how ugly is he? I feel like to have sex with someone at this point in my life, I have to be into him.
Ugliest man on the planet.
Ugliest man on the planet. Is he fat too?
Fat, ugly, short.
A solid one, yeah.
With an inch dick.
I can make him come real quick then. $1 million.
reasonable numbers, I think.
I think that's very honest. Yeah,
very
that's
reasonable
honest.
numbers.
Some people a billion, but I'm like,
Yeah,
nah,
somebody
you
had
do it for
very
500.
unreasonable.
You know what I mean?
Who was it? Somebody had an unreasonable
someone had
number the
something
other
crazy.
day. I
Yeah.
can't remember who it was.
I spoke to my boyfriend about this. So I have a friend that used to be a dom, not just a financial dom, but a dom, like when she was in college and helped to pay for college. And I've talked to her about this. And I think I could be like I've talked to my boyfriend too. It was like, well, what if I was a fin dom or something like that? And he's like, he's like, as long as you're not having sex with people, like, it's fine.
That's all we care about. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I feel like I have too much dignity to ever put myself out there like that.
No, if somebody walks up, you
If
get
someone
famous.
walked up to me-
you get famous off this podcast, and then all of a sudden people are slipping into your DMs. And
My demons?
Some guy,
Someone's
your
slipping
demons.
into my demons?
and some guy says $100,000, $100,000.
100,000.
Ugly ass, short, fat. You won't.
I
do
have
it for
100,000. No, you're not.
Okay.
No.
500,000. It's got to be a mil.
I'm in a relationship. That's different. I would never cheat on my boyfriend or my future husband for anything.
$10 million. You're in a relationship.
That's a conversation I'd have to have with my boyfriend.
Oh, like you could split it.
Now there's a conversation.
Yeah.
That's a conversation I would have to be like, so, real offer.
Hey, that's a fair conversation.
10 mil.
I think.
Of
That's a
This
course,
fair
guy
yeah.
conversation.
just like, I would literally be so transparent, be like, this is what's happening. What do you think? Should I do it? Like 10 million, we could like buy a house. We can, we could set our future kids up with college scholarships. Like, what do you think? And then go from there.
I would let a girl do that. This was like my arch rival or something.
10 million. You would let a girl that you were seeing do it.
100%.
What if this was like the love of your life? You met your match in life and it was going to be their mother, your children. You've never been more so in love in your entire life.
But okay, is this guy like one of my enemies or is he just like
He's some random dude.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What
One of your
if he is
enemies.
one
Do
of
you
your
have-
enemies?
dude, like
You have enemies?
Who is one of your enemies? I don't even know who your enemies are. Who are your enemies?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry about it.
The Tinder swindler.
swindler. Yeah.
Give me money from my enemy.
I am officially offended by the fact that I don't know who your enemies are.
Who are your enemies?
That's some bullshit.
Sounds cool though.
I don't even know if I have enemies. I got bitches I don't like, but I don't know if they're the enemies.
Yeah.
So, okay. So 10 mil, you'll consider it. You'll talk to homeboy.
Yeah. I
Figure
think
out
anything
if he's
over
down.
$1 million, I'd have a conversation.
Right. Right.
Not to say that I would do it. I would at least open the conversation because that's too much of a significant amount of money that not to like at least talk
Okay.
about.
Now, what if that timeline changes to a month? You got to be with this guy for a month.
What do I have to like? Do I have to sleep with him every day or something?
Sure.
Or, I mean, same. Like, what's the question? Like, same amount?
10 mil, yeah.
Again, another conversation I'd have to have with my ex,
So you
or
would
not my
consider
ex, my
it. Yeah,
boyfriend.
You would consider it. Reasonable.
Okay, let me ask you this because I got confused the other day. I got bamboozled by this girl.
Get bamboozled. Okay.
So she I moved from Wisconsin, right? Wisconsin sugar daddies don't exist because the guys are too broke, the girls are too ugly. You can't. The relationships would never work out. Right? Even if you're a rich girl, you would fly a girl from LA, blah blah blah. So when I moved here, it was like culture shock. I didn't understand what sugar daddy. This is a real thing, right? Like I thought all sugar daddies are like old guys, blah blah blah, who like. And then I met this girl, and we're just friends. But she does the sugar daddy thing like to the 10th degree. She has like, this sugar daddy pays my bills. This one buys me purses. Like she needs a secretary to like manage all the sugar
I know this
daddy.
person?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So I was talking to her and I was like, yo, like, she was like, oh, would you ever do the sugar daddy thing? And I was like, nah, it's not really my thing. It would feel too like transactional, blah, 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 blah.
like have a sugar mama kind of thing.
No, to have a sugar baby, if I had a sugar baby. Because she was like,
Oh,
Zach,
you
make
would have a
money.
sugar baby.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, Zach, have you ever bought a girl dinner before? I'm like, yeah, of course. She's like, okay. So you bought a girl something in the hopes that it would become a romantic relationship in the future. She's like, Zach, you're already a sugar daddy. You're just a Walmart brand sugar daddy.
No,
And
you're
I was
not.
mad because
No.
normally I can think of a good response, and I'm smarter than her and also more intelligent, but she tricked me. I don't have a good response.
That would then argue that every single guy who's ever taken a girl out to dinner.
Yes, that's what she's saying.
That is the argument.
Is a sugar daddy.
Her argument is there's always some level of transaction. It's just how much the level of transaction is.
Yeah, but just because you say no, that's not a rebuttal. What do you mean?
You're like, no.
No, because that's courting. I think the difference is the amount. There's two things: the amount that the guy is spending on the girl or guy, and what the relationship is, how much he's getting in return. So if it's like a real relationship, and it's a real boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
He's just
like a real relationship. Like when you have a girlfriend with me and my boyfriend, if it's just a real relationship, like take out the sugar baby, sugar daddy part of it. And the guy's just rich, that's different because there's feelings involved. So the ROI, what you return of interest, like what you get in return is love. That's a real relationship. Now, if the guy is like, if the guy likes her, if there's no liking of each other and she just hangs out once a week or once a month, they talk to each other, she doesn't even like him, and he's just spending millions of dollars or buying her a purse or giving her $2,000 a month, whatever it is, but there's no real partnership, there's no equality, then that's the sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship.
What is the equality in buying somebody dinner hoping that they would fall in love with you? Because of that's the potential, is because it's a potential just regular relationship. But that makes no sense. How? Because I'm paying for dinner in a way to impress the person. Sure, that's one dinner. So I'm putting in more into the transaction than the other person is. What is the other person putting into the transaction? That's one dinner. I'm talking about a pattern over time.
Okay, let's take it in different directions. This is interesting. So what if some guy, instead of buying you dinner, he bought you a purse? Okay. Now is it sugar daddy because it's a purse, even if the purse costs the same amount as a dinner?
Do I do we like each other?
Well, I don't know. You're gonna pump.
Or is he a random guy? Or is he a random guy that was like, "I'm gonna buy you a purse"?
I don't know. Maybe you met him at a party. He seems cool. You're not sure yet.
But that's the thing. How would the guy know?
If he did that, if a guy randomly bought me a purse, and we had never been on a date or anything like that, I would literally be like, "Sure, why not?" And then I would tell all my friends, like, "Oh shit, I think I have a potential sugar daddy." I think when it comes to like material things, that's more of a sugar daddy thing.
But the problem is a lot of women now have turned.
It's a fine line for sure. Like I'm not an expert. I don't know what.
I agree with you. Like in my mind, it's like purse, sugar daddy, Venmo, Cash App, sugar daddy, dinner, boyfriend, drinks, boyfriend. But these are just arbitrary distinctions that society has perpetrated on.
But the problem is now women have turned the whole dinner situation into a setting where men are now being taken advantage of.
I think that the difference literally is investment of time, one, and two, feelings involved.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the argument is that women now are going to these dinners, expecting an expensive dinner, knowing that they have no interest in this guy, but the guy has an interest in them. But all they want is a free meal at an expensive restaurant.
If it's a one-time thing, I don't see it as a sugar daddy, sugar baby thing. But if it becomes a pattern and they're going out once a week and he's spending all this money on Michelin-starred restaurants, fancy restaurants, whatever it is, and she has no interest in him, 100% she's telling her friends she has a sugar daddy.
But that's the problem, is that some of these men don't know.
100%.
Their thought process is like, oh, like I need to keep impressing this girl until like she becomes interested.
That's a whole another conversation of morality versus is it a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship? That's two different conversations, mutually exclusive from each other. Now, is it wrong for the girl to do it? Yeah, of course. Because that's not being transparent to the guy if he likes her, if she likes him or not. And the guy like is pursuing her and spending all this money and wasting his time. Like that's not okay to waste anyone's time. And I'll be upfront about what your intentions are. That's a different conversation.
Here's an interesting thing too. After doing the photo shoots and kind of doing the modeling industry a little bit, and talking to
Zach, are you a model?
No, not me. Like organizing everything. I met so many girls that were in either sugar baby, OnlyFans, like fashion modeling, like all different walks, right? There was a lot of the girls who were like sugar babies, but like when their sugar daddy would like break up with them, the way they talked about their sugar daddy breaking up with them is the exact same way they would talk about like an actual boyfriend. And I was like, wait, I think a lot of these girls fall in love with their sugar daddies.
Or is it their ego?
Maybe.
What's the difference now these days?
I think a lot of the times, like I'll use, I'm trying to think of it. You're in a relationship and like a real relationship, you guys break up. Like you broke up with her. Okay. And she gets hurt. Then, she starts dating another guy. You then start missing her. Like, damn, like I actually miss her. We were so good together, blah, blah, blah. And then now you're up with the decision of, do I actually miss her and like her? Or is my ego just shot because she moved on? Does that make sense?
It's like, is this guy...
So to answer him, that's the difference. So is it like because the catalyst of her moving on, is that why I want her back? Because I want to still see if I can get her? Or do I actually really miss what we truly had like in here? So to go back, so that's the difference for that. But to go back to what you were saying is these girls, I'm sure, we're in LA, beautiful women. If their sugar daddy, like who she didn't even like, and the guy is giving her money.
No, but I'm saying I think that she does like him. Like she falls in love over time,
Oh yeah, then if that happens, then that becomes in like a real relationship versus like a sugar baby, sugar daddy. Like I said, it's an investment of feelings too. I see. Like most the difference is between a sugar baby and sugar daddy relationship and a real relationship is feelings involved. If they fall in love and they started off in a certain situation like and then they fall in love, then it becomes a relationship, they get married, whatever. They're no longer sugar baby and sugar daddy because they're together in a relationship. Because he might have multiple sugar babies. She might have multiple sugar daddies. There's no feelings involved. They just hang out every once in a while and that's it.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. No, it just made me think of something.
But so I'll say, but like if she got feelings, she got feelings. Or if she didn't, she could just be upset that like, why is this guy who I didn't even like, all of a sudden he doesn't want anything to do with me and give me money anymore? Like, it's going to be an ego shot.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I do agree with the ego thing versus the feelings thing. I do tend to think more so it's just like usually guys, it's more their ego hurt, and girls, it's more their heart is broken.
Girls become a lot more emotionally
you guys
invested
have more
into
hormones and everything mixing together and you're blah blah blah. Yeah, I get that. And that's why, have you heard of this new thing that girls are using to trick guys? It's called emotional cheating. Have you heard of this thing? Emotional cheating?
What about it?
So girls are using this new thing.
Is it new?
Talk to another girl.
She's being sarcastic.
I'm not. I'm being trolling a little bit. But if you talk to another girl, they'll say, you're cheating on me by talking to another girl. Even if it's just a friend, you have never had sex with them, never made out with them, nothing.
Girl needs to be secure with herself before she's in a relationship. Like, I have guy friends. I have guys I used to have sex with who are still my friend.
So you agree that it's fake?
I think it might be real for them. But that might be that there's something that they have baggage about from previous relationship or abandonment issues from their childhood. Like whatever it is, they need to work it out within themselves or with their friends or therapy or whatever it is to become whole themselves and not. Because the thing is like when I'm in a relationship, me and my boyfriend, if I even have to think that I can't trust him and I feel like I even feel the need to look through his phone, I shouldn't be with him. Mm-hmm. because it's either one or two things. One, I obviously have trust issues, and there's something that I'm bringing from a past relationship into this new relationship. Or two, what is he doing that's making me not trust him? So I want to, like, when I think of my husband and my partner someday, I want to wholeheartedly just be out here. He go to the club, I go out with my girlfriends. We have our separate nights out. I don't even have to think that he's doing anything wrong. He can talk to girls. He can do whatever it is. Like, he got me back home. Mm-hmm. And even, yeah, like I said, like, even if I had to think about it, it's not for me. He's not supposed to be with me. I'm not supposed to be with him. Mm-hmm. That's what I think is a secure relationship.
I thought you were going to disagree with me, and then I was about to destroy your entire argument, but then you agreed with me.
No. I think that's a secure relationship is when there's trust and communication. All communication. I mean, everything. My boyfriend would tell each other everything. If like an ex texts me, I'd be like, oh shit, look who just texted me. Mm-hmm. And I show him, and they'd be like, oh shit. Like, or if I got there, just couple weeks ago, my friends and I decided to go out, and we went out, and I was like, baby, I got hit on. He goes, no way, what'd they say? And I told him everything. And it's the most amazing thing to be in a fully trusting relationship like that, because you can truly actually be yourself and tell them everything. Because you can't tell your partner's supposed to be like your support, the person you go to for advice, the person you go to for, like, you're supposed to be your real best friend. Now this like fake shit best friend. You're supposed to go to them for literally everything. And if you can't do that, if you have to hold stuff back from them, there's a reason for that.
That was super emotionally mature. You're like the most emotionally mature girl in LA, I think. Or maybe not.
Working on it. To be totally honest, I wasn't this way until you got to go through something big to fully like hit. I feel like you have to go through something big, fully hit rock bottom, so you can really like look within yourself to like, okay, what can you do to look, heal and make things different, whatever. And when my fiance and I broke up a few years ago, actually in November, it'll be 3 years now. Yeah. I will be 100% honest. I completely hit rock bottom. I was very emotionally damaged. And it was because of that I was able to like look within myself, confront all my darkness, and just get through it. I saw him almost a year ago now. I ran into him randomly, and we had a full-on closure conversation, and it was amazing because I literally looked at him and I said, I'm so proud of myself for saying this, because I told him, I was like, honestly, he said his spiel, and I said, honestly, thank you for breaking my heart and for everything you did. He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, like, thank you for your cruelty, because of your cruelty, I learned to love myself. And he's like, damn. And I was like, yeah. And
that's dope. That's dope.
Not to like change the life, like the mood of this podcast.
No. We do deep stuff too. Yeah. We don't just do the funny stuff. We do the deep stuff too.
But yeah.
This has been definitely fun. We're about out of time.
Okay.
But
last question.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Does the green bubble matter?
Be honest.
What the hell does that mean? What's the green bubble?
So you know how when iPhone, you have an iPhone, yeah?
Oh, we're talking about if the person has an Android?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good question.
Don't lie.
We're doing a
survey?
Yeah.
Do I care that a person has a green bubble? No. But if you are close to me, like my man, or I FaceTime my friends a lot, and on Android you can't do that. So
yes, you can.
You can now?
Well, you could join a FaceTime. Yes.
That was always the biggest thing for me, is I want to be able to FaceTime you and like talk and stuff.
There's also WhatsApp.
Yeah,
also Instagram, Facebook. There's just like so many.
No,
apps.
The green bubble does not matter to me. I don't give a fuck what phone you have.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's not embarrassing.
Why was it embarrassing?
I don't know. People see you and your
Android,
boyfriend out, then he all of a sudden
Android
phone.
Well, not two things.
They want to start a GoFundMe for him,
Android and Apples are the same amount of money. One. Two, the Apple phone is actually made by Samsung. It's actually made by the Android company. So, no, I don't care. Fun fact, look it up.
Nicole, you're very smart.
You're the one person that finally agrees with him.
No, she's not the one person. I'm going to show you a video after this. But thank you. I appreciate you being here. You've been amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.